when they would do it, like, cause think about it. If you know a female is a hoe when you meet her, you don't expect nothing from her but what y'all doing already. You should not get hurt, right? If you find out a female that you just had sex with, you know other motherfuckers that had sex with her, and then somebody tell you like, oh yeah, you know so and so, her and her boy fuck around. You're not gonna be really upset about it. You're gonna be like, all right, that's what she do. That's how she is. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. But if you dating the motherfucker and you thinking this somebody that you with, this is your girlfriend, y'all doing stuff, relationship shit together, caring for each other, making purchases, covering bills, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, and then you find out that, oh, your girl cheated on you. That's a different feeling to a man than it is as opposed to just something I was running through. You know what I'm saying?
When your guard is down and somebody got your, you know what I'm saying?
When you didn't finally trust somebody.
Your guard is down. This is a good girl, like Jay-Z said in Song Cry. Once a good girl's gone, she gone forever.
She's gone forever.
Yeah, she broke his heart. You know what I mean? He didn't expect that from her. When you fucking on a little hoe, you know, she was dancing on the table when I met her. So I'm not shocked that she's out here screwing all these people. So it's just differences in that, you know? I just be like, I cut somebody off, bro. That's a wrap.
I think it's unpopular for men to say. I wouldn't. I mean, it is a sensitive thing. I think I will say that to some degree. The male ego,
definitely.
You know, the way a person reacts when we find out that is a scenario that has happened to us, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's like the dish and can't take type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Men
don't do it, but when you have to encounter it, it's the total opposite because. You know, I think, like I said, when men really find somebody that they love, that they care about, we become different people. When we open up to somebody, we're willing to do anything. So it's only at that moment when you get hurt by a person that you were willing to do that for. That's what makes us get to that point where it's like, and another thing with us is my OG told me this years ago, and it has never disappointed me. He said, when you understand this, you'll understand how the world works a lot better. Men go off logic, women go off emotion.
Right.
And bullshit you not, he told me this at like probably 17, 18 years old. That has never left my mind. And I've been able to see that work in my daily life, like in real life. People make an emotional decision based off their gender, and people making a logical decision based off what it is. You see what I'm saying? Women do shit like this. If you with a guy and you've been with him for 3 years, 2-3 years, whatever, and then he cheats on you, you'll take him back most times, and not you specifically, but women, the majority of women, you will take back the man who cheated from an emotional place because your feelings was hurt. He meant something to you. You were sad about the thing, all of that, whatever. You'll take him back. But guess what? Later on, he'll end up doing it again.
It happens like that.
You know what I'm saying? He'll end up doing it again. Yeah. And then, but for men, we are the total opposite because it don't take that much. You cheat on us one time. Everybody be like, oh, the male ego break, blah, blah, blah. No. You cheat on us one time.
It's a wrap.
You can wrap that shit up. Yeah. There is no need. You know why? Because logic has dictated to me that if you will cheat on me once, you will cheat on me again.
Yeah.
You know what it is, man. Episode 8, YKTV. You know the vibes. I am your host, Self-Made Mel, along with my co-host, T-Leader Don, 85 Rialto, and Curbside Kyle, man. Let's jump straight into this shit, man. The Weeknd said he will be boycotting future Grammy Awards over after-hours nomination stub. The Weeknd, whose real name is Abel Tesfaye, is calling out the Grammy Awards, stating that moving forward, he will boycott the annual awards show. This week, he said in a statement, because of the secret committees, I will no longer allow my label to submit my music to the Grammys. The Weeknd's latest album, After Hours, did not receive any nominations for the 2021 Grammy Awards. Last November, after the nominees were announced, he tweeted, the Grammys remain corrupt. You owe me, my fans, and the industry transparency. In a statement provided to Hollywood Reporter, Recording Academy Chief Harvey Mason Jr. responded to the Weeknd's claims last fall, stating, at this time, his music this year was excellent, and his contributions to the music community and broader world are worthy of everyone's admiration. We were thrilled when we found out he would be performing at the upcoming Super Bowl, and we would have loved to have him also perform on the Grammy stage the weekend before. To be clear, voting in all categories ended well before the Weeknd's performance at the Super Bowl was announced, so in no way could have affected the nomination process. All Grammy nominees are recognized by the voting body for their fair excellence, and we congratulate them all.
That's crazy.
That's some bullshit.
You know
what was his name? Harvey Mason Jr. That was some bullshit. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. if the nominations had already been recognized by the voting body, even whether it was before or after his Super Bowl performance, this man had a song that charted #1 for more than half the year.
Yeah, broke a record.
It fell out and fell right back in within a 2 to 3 week span. Made some of the best records of the year, had some of the most radio play records of the year, is one of the best artists of this era, this current generation. Like Harvey Mason Jr., what the fuck are you talking about?
He's glossing over. It's more politics than anything. That's the only thing it could be, man.
Yeah, the Weeknd said the secret committees. You know what I'm saying?
Come on,
it's
politics between his label and then the Grammy committee. They never gonna come out and say it, but that's what it is, and that's why we don't respect a lot of their decisions. They ain't gonna come out and say it, but you can't deny this man. You know, breaking all these records. He just, he was nominated before, and this is his best album to date. So
I support the Weeknd and his one to boycott the Grammys. I've spoken out before. I know we had an episode where we spoke on it. I don't know if it was 1 or 2. We started out, but I've spoken on this numerous times where I said I'm all for independence and ownership and us needing our own everything anyway.
Definitely.
So we could be looking to establish a new award show yearly. Same thing annually, and we could establish our own artists. We don't have to wait on validation from a place like the Grammys. I've constantly said this. I will consistently say that. So to see him take this stance and say, the Grammys are corrupt. They're secret committees. He didn't get one single nomination.
That's crazy.
Not one single nomination.
If I'm the Weeknd, I would look at the billboards better. Like 50 said, they go off of numbers. They have statistics backing up why they giving up awards. Grammys don't come out with nothing, but he's not nominated.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to even fuck with him no more at that point. So I definitely agree with his stance on that. Hopefully he takes his talents, to another platform or another platform, so to speak.
Well, definitely gonna do that.
People who are trying to start a new award show, right, or revamp an old award show or whatever it may be, just somewhere where he can be given his flowers and shown in a positive light.
Definitely.
We came in a little bit on some of the topic we were talking about was just infidelity and the differences in infidelity between men and women, and why men seem to take it so I guess harder immediately being cheated on as opposed to women.
No, it's genetic.
And I said to me, I feel like that's because, the male ego is fragile. People can say whatever they want, but until a man actually has learned to master his emotions, the ego is fragile. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by master his emotions is until a man truly knows himself, his weaknesses, his faults, his strengths, what he is willing to accept, what he is not willing to accept, who he is at his core as a person morally and everything, what he will and won't move for, what makes him, what changes him. Then until then, the male ego is fragile. So I say that in relationships, again, we move differently as genders, right? Men move off logic, women move off emotion. You're more than not going to make an emotional decision based off of things. Case in point, as I was saying before, if a woman gets cheated on but she's with a man and he cheats on her and she's been with him and she loves him, she'll more than likely take him back.
9 times out of 10.
She will more than likely take him back because she believes it was a mistake. They can work on it, et cetera, et cetera. A man on the opposite end, if a woman cheats on him once and he finds out about it, you do have the betas, I'm not going to lie. You have some of the ones who will get cheated on and will take the woman back, after she cheats the first time.
There's some dudes out here, they find out they cheat, they going to kill them.
Yeah, but those ain't alphas or betas. Those is crazy. Yeah. Them niggas crazy.
Yeah, they flip.
I'm saying the ones that'll take that girl back only to get cheated on again. But that's a rare group of men because for the most part, if you cheat on a man one time,
that's true.
That is it. It is done. There is no coming back from nothing. You know what I'm saying? The relationship is done. And that's a logical move because once a cheater, always a cheater. If you steal from me, I'll assume you'll steal from me again.
Right.
If you assault me, I'll assume you'll assault me again. Yeah. If you cheat on me, I'll assume you're going to cheat on me again. That's logic.
You can never trust them. So when you away from home, all you can think about is somebody sneaking
somebody
up in that
else
room.
is in there.
You know what I'm saying? Because
you ain't got to be away from home. Goddammit.
It's no way to live.
No way to live.
You ain't got to be away from home. She could be away from home. All these motherfuckers got work husbands and all the little work wives and shit motherfuckers work with.
We're going on a girls trip. No, you not.
But
ain't no girls trip. What are you talking about?
But no, I think we're just more likely to see that. And again, like I said, I believe that comes from a place of emotion for the majority of the part. Because once somebody cheats on you, I think they will continue to cheat on you. I think people can change, but if it's chronic, no, that's just who that person is.
And a mistake, they slipped, fell, and landed on it.
And it's a weird segue, but the alleged mother of Tristan Thompson's child has gone on an online rant demanding that he take another DNA test, saying, I'm not going anywhere. Tristan Thompson and the alleged mother of his child, Kimberly Alexander, have been in a heated back and forth for quite a while now regarding the paternity of her 5-year-old son, and she's back with more heat for him. In a lengthy set of Instagram posts, Kimberly not only demanded that Tristan Thompson take another DNA test, she also called out his girlfriend and the mother of his daughter, Khloe Kardashian. Kimberly Alexander headed to her Instagram stories with strong messages for Tristan, who she continues to claim is the father of her son. Stop sending people to my home and take another test trying to scare me. Ain't working. I'm not going anywhere. Trying to focus on another baby with Kroger. Focus on what you made here. The truth should set you free. I know it's eating you up at night, but trying to scare me into giving up won't help. Y'all think I should start a GoFundMe for lawyer fees to get the test done? I need help. This dude needs to be stopped. The Kardashians are really trying hard to scare me, and it's not working.
That's a bar.
It gets scary when you live in a gated community and people keep knocking on your door. Send another person and see him on the news next. That was the statements from Kimberly Alexander, who's supposed to be the baby mother of Tristan Thompson's other child, which he's claiming is not. How many times, just to touch on the topic we was just talking about, how many times now is it him and Khloe been back together?
Oh,
so he's back with her right now?
Yeah, they're together right now.
Man, this man was caught in the club kissing 3 girls at one time, bro. Like, after and then he messed with her best friend. Like, this is crazy.
Damn! Jordan
and
Woods.
She's
just a clown. Shout out to Jordan Woods.
Yeah, I mean, how can you even walk in any rooms with your head? Yeah, shout out to her. Shout out to Jordan. Shout out to Jordan Woods for real. But
like, Carl Anthony Town, watch out.
Could you imagine if it was roles reversed and she was doing that to him? And
well, that's what I mean.
I
feel like I don't think if the roles were reversed and she cheated on him, I think he'd have bounced already.
Because he can't take it. Imagine
that's
walking in the locker room.
Yeah,
Yeah, we seen your girl. In the club with 2 dudes kissing.
Yo, she was in there with 2 niggas in the club in the section, just tongues everywhere. My nigga, I seen it all on TMZ.
If she messed with his best friend, somebody dying, bro. Like that's you don't play them games. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, but
man, it's a circus now. He back over there.
You know, she want her family, bro. She don't want to be a single mom.
Hey, I feel it, but
you know, for the little homie,
what you willing to put up with? What you willing to put up with to not be a single mother? You know what I'm saying? Is that you know what I'm saying? Is that the limit of what you gonna accept? Or
hey, if you could
it's
take
not like she's single with no help or nothing. She got
she
millions
got her
of dollars,
own money,
so
but
I get that.
All she's missing is a male figure and all that, which is like understandable.
I mean, she's willing to take. Hey, he's gonna cheat on me from time to time, and she might not ever come out and say it, but she's willing to deal with that. Who knows what she's doing? So. Maybe they got that type of relationship, man, because obviously he out here wilding.
She changed like her whole face.
I don't know. She said she did.
She looked all different. I seen a big last show was probably Photoshop.
Listen, she came a long way from the first season of that show. Like, I mean,
what happened?
She came a long way.
Something
been done.
She got the 2021 clothes.
Some type of work.
She got the 2021 clothes.
Right.
I don't know, man.
Dressing.
But yeah, man, that's their situation. I don't know if the baby. None of us know if the baby is his or not.
Had a baby supposedly on you. Is she gonna stay? You think if the baby's his?
Yeah.
Yeah, she made that clear. I stand by my man.
Where you going? Where you going?
She gonna take the kids. She gonna raise the kids too.
No, it is what it is.
That's sad.
You know. Certain relationships, you know, end in tragedy. And
I mean, she might, people believe in polygamy and open relationships, so maybe that's something they got going, man, because he do a whole lot.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I just got a text message, threw me off a little bit. But just transitioning from, I guess from what one people would see as one bad relationship, we'll transition to what was one great relationship. Which was Vanessa Bryant and Kobe Bryant. As we know, they had been married for upwards of 20 years before the tragedy that claimed the lives of Kobe, his daughter, and several other people, including the pilot. Now, recently, Vanessa Bryant has won a lawsuit ruling that the identities of the deputies who shared Kobe Bryant's crash photos will be revealed. It's been over a year since the legendary Kobe Bryant tragically passed away in a helicopter crash. Now those responsible for sharing the photos of the crash site will be exposed. Thanks to Vanessa Bryant, a judge recently ruled in favor of Vanessa Bryant's lawsuit, stating that the deputies who shared the horrific images of crashes will have their identities revealed to the public. U.S. District Judge John F. Walter formally rejected efforts by mayors for Los Angeles County to keep all the names on the deputies responsible for sharing Kobe Bryant's crash sites photo sealed and from the public. Now that the ruling is official, Vanessa Bryant can move forward with adding the names of the deputies along with details from internal affairs, investigation about their conduct, to amend the complaint in her civil rights lawsuit against L.A. County and local sheriff's department headed by Alex Villanueva. Meanwhile, lawyers for the deputies argue that their clients would be the target of online hackers and public scrutiny if their names and personal information was released. The judge disagreed with their claims and sided with Vanessa instead. Judge Walter wrote Sheriff Villanueva's promise to publicly release the Internal Affairs Bureau report after the conclusion of the investigation undermines defendants' purported concern in the disclosure of the limited excerpts at issue here. He continued, adding that there is a strong presumption of access of a starting point if the county failed to show compelling reasons otherwise. L.A. County attorneys have 4 days to appeal the ruling. Big ups to the judge in that case. One, for allowing this to go through at a time when we don't see any justice for the most part, and they try to protect police officers all the time. Two, shout out to Vanessa Bryant for not letting this go and continuing to take every step possible to keep the memory of her great late husband, Kobe Bryant, alive and honor his memory and bring justice to the people who tarnished it in an attempt to continue smearing his name after his death. And then three, the attorney that represents the officers and the officers, in my opinion, are just pieces of shit. I'm going to just say it like that. Because for you to show up on a crime scene, not knowing that it was Kobe Bryant or anybody else, but for you to show up and your job as a responder, first responder, report, protect, serve, clear the area, all of this. There is nothing in y'all job description that says anything about pulling out a camera phone and taking pictures of a dead body of an icon, of a legend.
What that is
showing them in bars because you trying to hit on females because you a sucker and can't give females no other kind of way.
And they're not gonna tell that they sold them pictures too. Those
I'm sure they did. They're gonna pop up years from now. They'll be on different sites that it would have been in made its rounds and people would have paid for them and everything.
And they deserve to have their names out there. They ain't gonna be able to live in LA no more.
Yeah, I hated the claim that where he said it would open them up to public scrutiny. They should be opened up to public scrutiny.
I'm saying, yeah.
You hold a specific position, and as an officer of the law, which you're supposed to be upholding, you broke it when you did that.
Definitely.
You violated rules and everything. Like, what do people be talking about? Like, your job, position, or title does not absolve you of anything. Yeah. It doesn't give you right to be an asshole. It doesn't give you right to share the photos of a dead person, a husband, a father, a brother, a son, in a bar over alcohol because you were trying to pick up a female.
And
you shouldn't have took the pictures in the first place. That's the whole thing.
The family was still grieving, and imagine seeing those pictures come out right away like they did. You know what I mean? So they deserve the scrutiny. They deserve to get hit up on social media. They deserve every time they pull into a drive-thru in LA, somebody spitting their food.
Every time.
Like, so I'm with all that. You know what I mean? You get what you got coming. You know what
just
I mean?
some fucking horrible, despicable people who shouldn't have put on badges if you weren't going to operate accordingly and do your job to the best of your ability.
People for clout, man, what they'll do.
Dangerous, man. Dangerous.
It's a dangerous drug.
Stuck on spitting your food.
Same county though.
Hey,
no, that's real.
They need that shit.
Once their identities is known and people see them, bro, that's gonna be happening. That's a fact.
They got gangs on their freaking
Kobe is
department and shit.
You took pictures of that, and Kobe is synonymous with LA, like Tupac is synonymous, like Nip is synonymous, like Dre is synonymous. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
Speaking of Dre, Nicole Young reportedly filed a restraining order against Dr. Dre due to allegations he's sending her death threats. Dr. Dre and his soon-to-be ex-wife Nicole Young continue to set the bar pretty high when it comes to messy Hollywood divorces. In this latest round, a restraining order has been filed. According to recent reports, Nicole Young claims that Dr. Dre has been sending her death threats, and as a result, she has officially filed a restraining order against him for her safety. Blast reported that Nicole Young is asking the court to grant her restraining order against Dr. Dre in their ongoing divorce proceedings, specifically requesting that he be required to stay at least 100 yards away from her at all times. She also wants the restraining order to prohibit Dr. Dre from sending her any emails or text messages. In the past, Nicole claimed that she was initially receiving death threats from Dr. Dre's fans, but those allegations have since evolved to also include Dre himself. Back in January, after Dre was hospitalized with a brain aneurysm, Nicole filed documents alleging that during their marriage, he held a gun to her head and threatened to kill her. Meanwhile, as previously reported, Nicole Young wanted a court order to allow her access to the home she once shared with Dre to retrieve her expensive clothing and jewelry because she claims that he was letting his girlfriends wear her belongings and the women were flaunting them on social media. I also saw that the restraining order was denied.
Yeah, this because probably she didn't have any proof.
Denied because she want all this money from him. Don't send me.
Don't
send me no emails or nothing, but send me $1 million though.
Yeah, $1 million a month in expenses for what?
That's stupid.
Ain't that most of them?
Yeah.
Don't talk to me, but give me your money.
She wanted his name. Look, she wanted he was Dr. Dre long before he ever met her. She wanted his name, his likeness. She wanted his catalog of music. Like, you weren't even there for that. So, it's a messy divorce, man. And, whatever you can do to get this money.
Should have kept that prenup.
Gold digger.
Yeah, that part. Yeah. So, we're going to see how it play out. I mean, the man's health is in order now. I mean, it's taking a toll on him. And now,
and on top of that, we know a majority of this is financial based.
The smear campaign.
The brother's a billionaire, if I remember correctly, right? Donated all that money to beat the deal he made with Beats. So a lot of money involved there.
What's funny is like what's my boy from Amazon got Jeff Bezos got the divorce and was like, oh yeah, she can have $75 million.
Yeah, he was cool as hell.
Deserve it. Yeah, and it was like no problem.
He was so rich that by him giving her half of the money, or the cut from the divorce, he instantly made her like one of the top richest women in the world, and one of the top richest women. Like, God damn.
Right away. I forget.
And he over there chilling and made that shit right back like in a couple of months. Yeah. Like, that's it.
He made Amazon went to the highest it's ever been.
A lot to some company.
She was.
Yeah, she did some good. I don't think she a bad person. She did a lot of stuff with what she got.
Yeah.
I mean, just with the money, usually people get the money and just pocket it for themselves.
Right.
Yeah. But you know what? In some cases, it just depends because in some cases, some people beliefs is so strong that they will overlook money for their own cause, right? And just with that, a recent study found that Hollywood loses $10 billion yearly over a lack of black representation. The film and television business is a $14 billion industry, but consulting firm McKinsey & Company has found that the lack of black projects cost the industry $10 billion annually. According to the firm's study, eliminating the racial inequalities in Hollywood could boost revenue by 7%. Presently, films with a black main character or co-star receive production budgets 24% lower than budgets for films with a white lead. Fewer black-led stories get told, and when they are, the projects have been consistently underfunded and undervalued, despite often earning higher value returns than other properties, wrote the study's authors Jonathan Dunn, Sheldon Lynn, Nani, I cannot say that last name, I'm not going to butcher it, and Emmanuel, can't say that one either. The study found that 87% of TV executives and 92% of film executives are white, while the top 3 industry talent agencies are 90% white. The firm also addressed the disparities between black and white actors, finding that within the first 10 years of work for the average actor, black actors get an average of 6 leading roles, and white actors land 10. Hollywood's slow progress to address racial inequality is partially due to its complex and multi-layered business with various production companies, networks, distributors, talent agencies, and other entities. The study spanning the years of 2015 and 2019 was conducted over the last 6 months and drew earlier research by the University of California, Los Angeles, and the University of Southern California and Nielsen. The Blacklight Collective, a coalition of black executives and talent in the industry, worked with McKinsey researchers. The company also interviewed more than 50 executives, producers, agents, actors, directors, and writers anonymously. $10 billion annually just by not choosing to allow black people to have lead roles.
You know what's so crazy? It was a narrative for generations that, oh, you can't have a black lead because it's not going to sell overseas. And I feel like, you know, especially in this generation, like it's been proven by Will Smith and countless others that, you know, you can sell overseas domestically with a black lead. And a lot of times they don't get them budgets. When you see what Black Panther did, they got $210 million in a budget. That's a big budget, and you seen what it did. It broke all them records. So, you know, hopefully that they see this loss of money that they're losing. They see all these new black leads coming in and that can sell, you know, and hopefully they start giving them budgets to these black movies because they deserve it. You got all these big movies coming out that are black leads, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully that starts to change, man. You know, we all know Hollywood's a wicked, you know, place, and all the things that's been coming out over the years. So hopefully this is one of the things that they start to change. You know what I mean?
I mean, realistically, of course, you know, we would hope so. You know, we just won't know until we see. So, you know, it is what it is. Sports, Nick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna run through sports real quick.
Yeah.
Why, thank you, my good man. Tom Brady and the Bucks agreed to an extension.
Of course. The GOAT.
So you seen that coming? You knew he was going back?
Come on,
and
bro.
he might do it again.
Yeah, he gonna go a couple times. You know he ain't giving up. Even if his wife came out and said she ready for him to retire. Tom like, nah, we got a chance to win it again, man. I'm gonna keep racking them up. So I definitely seen that happen.
I think they can do it again.
Mm-hmm. Cowboys did sign Dak finally.
Wonder what they're gonna do, man, because they're gonna be talking big. You know how they are.
Cowboy fan. It's not the Cowboy. It's the
Jerry
fans,
Jones
bro.
finally paid somebody. You know what I mean, or somebody, if you catch my drift.
Well, you know Jerry Jones.
They're saying they can't pay Ezekiel now, right?
No, they better
Zeke
pay
got
Zeke.
Zeke got his money already.
Afford it now, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, but he hasn't lived up to his contract, so I already seen that coming.
Speaking of contract, I seen the Kansas City Chiefs restructured Patrick Mahomes' contract.
Really?
Yeah, took some money back. To save themselves $17 million in salary cap.
Well, obviously he signed off on it, so that's being.
That's why I said
that's a good being a good teammate. You know what I mean?
Want all mans though, but I get it.
Hey,
no,
Tom Brady did that a lot of years. You know what I mean? So they can win them championships.
He did good. I ain't knocking him.
Yeah, I'm not mad at him. Still the highest contract all time in any sport. So
Cam Newton back to New England, 1 year, $14 million.
Yeah, man.
I want to see an improvement in New England. I don't think it was Cam's fault by no means. I think Cam's a great quarterback. I just want to see them kind of do a little better this next season coming up if he's gonna be back. Need to see some improvements. I was laughing because I seen that video of him that came across my timeline again. I don't know why it's still being played.
With Cam?
Him and the little kid arguing, the little young dude that was arguing with him.
Yeah.
And Cam is just hella funny because he's like one of the homeboys. He's like, where your daddy at?
Right.
Like, you know how much money I got?
I see now.
Where your daddy at? Like, I just was laughing so hard. I was like,
I'm rich.
Like he hanging with us some goddamn where.
Damn,
like,
crazy.
He ain't trying to hear nothing this motherfucker talking about. The dude was hella disrespectful anyway.
Hey,
he was so disrespectful. The kids is hella disrespectful.
I'm
though,
rich.
Man. He's like, I'm rich. Where your daddy?
Yeah,
Let me have this conversation with him. Where's your daddy?
Right.
Is that you again?
I ain't me.
Okay. Blake Griffin going to the Nets.
Man,
that's the most I can really say about that.
They finna bring Jordan out of retirement.
85 toss me that line.
Like, they getting everybody they can. Like, how much All-Stars do you need or former All-Stars? Like, they didn't have enough already. You know what I'm saying? It's just getting crazy right now with them.
This just, to me, I said this.
KD was the main one recruiting them.
Yeah, I seen that too.
I said this recently in just a regular conversation that we had. 'Cause we didn't even know we was going to actually talk about this on the pod. But I said, like, I just feel like by Blake Griffin going to the Nets, to me, makes LeBron's case stronger for him with that moniker when it's all said and done, and him trying to be the greatest of all time. And this is important to know. This is coming from somebody who never agreed with that. You know this. Nobody has never heard me say LeBron James is the greatest basketball player of all time. As he's getting older, of course, we all recognize it, and now I am starting to lean towards that way myself, right? And moves like this only tend to help his argument to me, because when this all is said and done, what this comes down to is it took all of this for y'all to beat him again. At 36 years old.
You know what's crazy?
Y'all had to put together a team that have all of them been all-stars? I'm sure the 4 all-stars.
They all been
Kyrie,
all-stars.
Harden, KD, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan. Yeah, 5.
I think he might have had one.
Like, bro, this is that's ridiculous. You get a buyout, and for a person who years
2
ago, why is
MVPs.
everybody teaming up? Now everybody all of a sudden you cool when everybody comes.
Well,
to play
LeBron
with
always gets the flack, and that's why I always like LeBron, because he always had that weight on his shoulder. If he look at what KD did, he recruited Harden. He was the main reason of training with him in the offseason, trying to get him to come. Now he got Blake. You know what I'm saying? But he don't get no flack. It's not like you know what I'm saying? Like, if LeBron was doing that.
Is it Curry like, can he get out of his contract or something?
I seen them talking about Curry trying to go to the Lakers, but
doesn't he? What's going on with his contract? Like,
I don't want to see it.
Curry, I don't want to see that. Curry a lifer, man. He ain't leaving Golden State. That's his team.
Never say never, but I would hate for him to see him leave, though.
The only way I see Curry leaving Golden State is if they trade him away when he's old. He's not going to voluntarily walk away from there. That's his team. That's his house.
I think him or Clay is going to play for the Lakers at one point.
I really thought Clay
I could kind of see
good shot at him coming.
Clay, I could kind of see Clay going somewhere.
I miss the old days when teams would just stay together a lot of times. Now I think it's getting too crazy.
And that's my whole
I like the free agency and all that is cool, but it's like, dang, bro, you got to throw away jerseys every year,
bro. That should be lit, bro.
That's my whole thing with this NBA now, right? I'm tired of this shit, bro. I don't want to keep seeing y'all go run the team up with each other to try to win championships.
Right.
I want to see a team with a star player or 2 cold motherfuckers and the rest of their teammates.
Right.
And go up against another 2 cold motherfuckers or 1 cold motherfucker, whatever. I'm tired of seeing big 3s, big 4s.
I was with it at first, bro.
I don't want to see all of that shit, man.
Like, I'd be happy.
It's taken away from the sport.
It's taken away from the game. Because I used to be like, man, no, I get it. You want to go play with your homeboy. That's somebody that can ball too. I understand. You don't want to be stuck somewhere. But it's just getting crazy. Like, nobody's going to stay on the teams. That's why I'm glad Giannis stayed. Because I felt like if Giannis came and teamed with LeBron, like, it's weak. Like, you know what I mean? Those weak moves, y'all 2 of the best in the league. Why team up? It should be like, I'm better than him. You know what I mean? That should be the mentality.
Yeah, but at this point, I don't know. It's just so much that plays into it. Harden having not won nothing as of yet in terms of a championship. KD still having something to prove, wanting to get more championships, I suppose. Coming off of his injuries. Kyrie won more rings coming off of his injuries. Blake Griffin coming off his injuries, still trying to capture a championship.
Think? You think they're going to take it now? Are they the favorite?
I mean, I'm Laker gang all day. I'm still taking us. No matter what. I'm still taking us. I feel like I said before they even got him, I told you, I think they were the favorites. I said in episode 1 or 2, they were the favorites. They should come out of the East. You should make the finals. Like, there is no excuse for what they started with, and they've only added since then.
That's gonna be a bad mark on their legacy. Harden for sure.
I'm tired of seeing.
I don't know if they have a bench though. Like, I don't know.
They don't have the.
I'm not convinced on their bench.
I don't give a fuck.
You got 2 MVPs.
You got Kyrie, James Harden, and Kevin Durant, my nigga. I don't care what else you
Harden
got.
can play the whole game, bro. So, like, it's not like you losing much. Like, they all not going to be sitting at the same time.
Unless you got a nigga on your team named LeBron James that we don't know about in the back, you ain't doing it, brother. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care what else.
Especially when AD come back, if he 100%, I don't see nobody being like. I know Utah, Phoenix is doing their thing.
Pick and roll is deadly.
It's unstoppable.
I was at a point where I was like, if AD, let's say if he's really hurt, like, it would be, I would hate it. It would be smarter to just shut him down.
Yeah,
for the rest of the playoffs
and sign somebody, because if we're gonna rush him back like they try to rush back KD with the Warriors,
right?
shit could be, it could backfire on us.
Yeah,
he could be out
save him until he's actually ready to go.
Because they're supposed to evaluate him tonight. They're gonna check him out after the game.
What you think LeBron think? He like, man, I ain't got much longer, bro. You gotta come back.
If it's not that serious, then yeah. But I mean, if it's at a serious point, I would shut him down. Like he's worth too much to put him out there.
It's so crazy because he killed the narrative last year of him being hurt all the time and stuff like that. So. Yeah, I had to see him go through, but I think he's gonna come back and the Lakers are gonna run the table in the West.
Yeah, I'm still taking that.
Pick and roll is deadly, man.
Brooklyn
to that and check that out. You know what it is. YKTV.
I could pull up with you a couple spots and have you popping. Open the door for you. I know everybody.
We back, man. You know what it is. That was the YKTV vibe of the week. That was Currency shout out featuring Larry June. Yeah. Also, just on the wordplay of that, shout out to Currency, man, for staying consistent as long as he has as an independent artist and a fixture in the community and the culture. He recently dropped the Free Agency project. A lot of bangers, man. He's still dropping stuff. He got visuals now for that as well too. So y'all make sure y'all tap in and check bro out. New movies and shows. Some things that came out. Wasn't a lot of stuff, not too much stuff. It was some things that caught my attention. I don't know if y'all seen too much of anything. The Falcon and the Winter Soldier Season 1 premieres on Disney Plus at 3 a.m. Friday, March the 19th. You know who the Falcon is. I'm sure everybody in here has seen the movies. Then on HBO Max, Zack Snyder's Justice League. In a wild turn of events, sure to set a wonderful precedent for the relationship between studios and fandoms in the streaming era. The movie in a wild turn of events that's sure to set a wonderful precedent. Why did it go twice? World's most toxic group of online trolls has successfully badgered Warner Bros. Into refurbishing Zack Snyder's 4-hour assembly out of Justice League's a once mythical object that the director took with him on his laptop after leaving the superhero tentpole under tragic circumstances during post-production. Every incriminating detail we learn about Josh Whedon's Red Hoods make the existence of the Snyder Cut seem more worth celebrating. The theatrical version of Justice League wasn't exactly the kind of movie that left you thinking. I bet this would be better if it were twice as long. We may never get to see the original ending of the magnificent Ambersons, but we will get to see a guy named Darkseid come to the earth and shoot very serious blobs of sludge, magic and memorable characters as Wonder Woman and others. Justice League, man, I had to. I had to.
They not Marvel. Like
they trying, man.
Trash, bro.
They trying, man. That'll be available to stream on March the 18th. And that's gonna be on HBO Max.
This is DC Comics, right?
Yeah, DC, man. They
trying.
They're trying to be like the MCU, but it's horrible.
They're not holding it down like Marvel.
This movie was almost 3 hours and it was trash. They just threw a bunch of people together and like this is Justice League.
Man, I mean, yeah, well, Marvel, man, having Disney, having your back, like, that's crazy.
Before
got your goddamn number, buddy.
They built every character, got their own movies, their own thing. They just was like, yeah, Aquaman, everybody, let's do it. And
DC needs like a Disney company.
3-hour movie, huh?
DC needs like a big company to back it. Like,
I grew up
Disney
liking
did.
comics, bro. They don't have like Superman. Nobody really like, you know what I mean? This dude that's just like an alien that can fly and nothing can stop him. Like nobody in it.
Yeah, Superman ain't never.
Batman
been,
hard.
Superman. Batman hard, but Superman ain't never been nothing. To
Aquaman, he talked to fish.
And speaking of, look, they cool. Superman ain't nothing to fuck with. You know who else ain't nothing to fuck with? Wu-Tang Clan ain't nothing to fuck with. Versus announced that March 20th, Raekwon the Chef will face off versus Ghostface Killer.
That was two of my
for a versus battle.
I didn't like that initially when I heard that.
I didn't either.
I was like,
I'm sure it's not going to be a battle though. It's going to be friendly.
They got so many songs together. Though.
I was like,
they got a whole album together.
Yeah, because they're like brothers. So I was like,
yeah. Out of all the Wu-Tang, they did more songs together.
I do want to see it, but I don't want to see it.
It's going to be a celebration.
That's what I was going to say. One thing I think y'all overlooking is like
dope, for sure.
Versus has brought artists together. Like think of a 240 and E Shorty. They versus was dope, right? It wasn't really against each other type thing.
No,
it was
all
love.
It was
It's like a
yeah.
love battle.
Come on now. It was just a vibe. You know the vibe.
Hip hop is competitive.
Same thing. I think is gonna happen with Raekwon and Ghostface. These dudes is brothers.
What songs are they gonna use? Because like I said,
They're gonna probably play a lot of this. They got songs with each other. They're gonna probably play a lot of stuff.
That's a good question because
a
lot of shit they're on the same shit.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Out of all the
like,
Wu-Tang, they got the most songs together.
That's gonna be tricky. Like,
They might just play half. They
shit.
might just play half and half each from each other.
Possibly.
You know what I'm saying?
Got
Just,
the better verse?
and not even just for that, but that's also to just keep people, the newer generation of people that's watching Versus, to put y'all up on what Wu-Tang is.
Yeah, Ghostface my favorite. Raekwon right there too. So it's gonna be a good one though.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tune in and watch it.
If you follow Raekwon, like every Wednesday they have the DJ Thorough. He does like a mix.
Oh, for real?
Wu-Tang
All
mix.
Wu-Tang?
It's crazy. He'll get like the acapellas
Yeah.
and the beats, and he'll mix them up. So
That's crazy.
Or like he'll get other people's beats and like put Wu-Tang.
I
verses
admire
on.
like Wu-Tang got lasting power forever. Like all the people wearing the clothes and all that. Like that's dope, man. When I see it, right?
Wu-Tang.
ODB.
But now, like I said, they brothers, man. So I don't think it's gonna be anything, no negativity. Of course, we
of
know
course
that
not.
already.
They gonna get
I
it
think
bad.
I think it's just gonna be a celebration of great music. I can't wait to see it, man.
Yeah.
That's
What
March
day is
the
that?
20th. March the 20th.
March 20th. Streams finna go up on the Wu-Tang.
Do you share your passwords with people?
No.
Nah.
But you know what's up?
Curbside, do you share your? Remember, you're on camera, sir.
Yeah.
He just there. No,
a couple of my
no headphones on. In
I
his
be
phone.
reusing passwords, so hell no, I don't share nothing.
Well, if you do share your password on at least one platform that may be getting ready to come to an end, Netflix is testing out ways to stop people from exchanging account passwords.
Right.
In a statement released Thursday, a Netflix spokesperson said the test is designed to help ensure that people using Netflix accounts are authorized to do so. Accounts may not be shared with individuals beyond your household.
like, fuck.
According to the company,
Free ride
I never understood why Joe Budden got so mad at Roy for stepping on his points until right now.
Right.
No, go ahead. Continue to tell this good joke while I'm trying to read. No, go ahead. I totally get it now. It all makes sense. I get it. I'm sitting here trying to be professional and read this shit the right way and do my hosting job, and my co-host is sitting over here just talking like we don't got these good ass Shure microphones.
Right. They
can't pick up every motherfucking thing. No, go ahead. What do you say? Step on this point. No, go ahead. Step on this point.
The free ride is over, man.
Go ahead. Step on this point.
Get off of my Netflix account, brother.
I could have swore you were on mine. I could have sworn.
I started my own because this happened.
You the person that made the guest. You the person that made a guest account on my Netflix.
I'm on my girl
I probably
shit.
was.
That
I
is
put
crazy.
a picture and everything.
You ever logged on? Hold on. You ever logged on your Netflix? You ever logged on your Netflix account and somebody you don't know that made them a profile of them motherfucker?
Right.
Boy, that happened to me one time. I said, "Who the fuck is this?" I was like, "Where the fuck did I plug up my Netflix?"
Right.
And the nigga just left it. I
Just
must have
kept it
trusted the
like,
motherfucker.
oh,
I went in there,
fuck is
but look,
Roger?
you know niggas is
Who's
petty,
Roger?
right? I went in there. I'm so petty. I opened up the shit because I wanted to see like, who is this motherfucker? What are you
Right.
watching? I ended up binge watching like 4 shows. I was like, they do got good taste. I can
Put me on game.
I can kind of see why. This is good. This is good.
Put me on game right now.
One day I
a
come back.
funny story.
One day I
Go
come back and the motherfucker had skipped through the episode I watched. Nigga, we went from episode 4 to episode 8. I said, "Oh
wait
no,
a minute,
bitch,
you done.
you out your goddamn mind, bitch. We
cut
go
off.
4."
Oh,
Right.
shit.
What you was saying,
the
Brian?
homie, the homie was telling me he had Lou ended up being Lou's stepdad's account. I'm like, how the fuck did you even get his login? It was like a random connection. I'm like, damn, that's how bad shit is. Like,
Man, Netflix got
fucking
so
passwords get
yeah, they
around.
get turned around. Next
Like,
thing you know, it's 4 people on
I
your
was
account.
tripped out like how you can do that. So like that was a flaw in their shit because they could have had like triple profits.
Well,
right now.
Somebody would go home
Now
and
they
add it
are.
to all 3 of their TVs.
Yeah.
That's 3
Yeah.
TVs right there.
You can have 1 to 4 people.
I'm
They used
finna
to
log
be.
all y'all
Yeah.
off my shit, man.
and different, and you can
I'm
have
back,
like
baby.
up to like 6 devices. So
Back, baby. I don't need
Yeah.
three screens no more. Just this one.
right, give me one screen.
I am where I'm at.
Please let me know you kicking me off your account.
Are you
Nah,
still
nope.
watching?
You
And
gonna,
you just go,
so
oh.
you still watching? You gonna be watching that motherfucker gonna be like login error, retry.
Oh, yeah.
Like, oh motherfucker.
Change the password.
They gonna what?
I said, you go and try. They changed the password on you. Ain't
I thought
like
you.
that.
It's not worse than not remembering your password. Like it's the worst shit. Like you can't remember your shit. Like I mean, the Bitcoin shit is crazy. Like that's epic.
Oh yeah,
yeah, for sure.
That
like,
nigga, if I was him, I wouldn't even. I never forgot that. Password.
You ever just made a password up that you never use, and you was just like on some dumb shit.
Listen, I got 100 million waiting for me in the bank.
I did that one time.
I be needing to know. I
hate that. I hate that.
Spur of the moment password. Like
what was that?
What was that shit?
God.
I be needing to know that shit.
That's petty. I do that.
Password.
I see
on anything they got together. What you saying?
Why don't you have something together? I don't get that.
No, I was just.
That's sad, right there. When you have a dual social media account.
Oh my no, that's too
much.
That's
Who's
doing that?
No, look, real shit.
Yeah.
I seen a nigga one time. Y'all ain't never seen that meme that went around
like
years ago.
It
It was a girl in her dude like profile picture. This nigga was like taking a profile pic and she had like stuck her head like right on this nigga's face like in the picture. That was the profile picture.
That's so corny. You know what's corny? Have you ever seen people in a relationship and they was dressed the same? Have you ever seen that? That's so corny. Like,
motherfucker think that's cute. That's some clown ass shit.
Y'all at the malls dressed alike.
I seen Diddy and Lori.
I
seen Diddy and Lori Harvey do that shit when it was a Les that they was dating.
Oh,
them motherfuckers was out there looking like some goddamn beach blankets. Them motherfucking pinstripes.
Fucking Sadie Hawkins dance.
Them niggas look like they have that blue and white striped suit from head to toe. Them niggas like bananas in pajamas, nigga. Just walking around together, nigga. That shit corny.
That's too corny. I can't do that one.
But I'm finna get ready to transition. And yes, I said finna transition. And nobody better not say shit about it because finna and child and structural racism among words have now been added to the U.S. dictionary. A few African-American vernacular English words and phrases have recently been added to the American Dictionary. African-American Vernacular English, AAVE, or Black Vernacular is a form of the English language that is natively spoken by African-American communities across the nation. A lot of AAVE terms and phrases are now heavily used with pop culture around the globe on a daily basis. Recently, Dictionary.com has added some new words to its site, including AAVE terms such as finna and child. The website defines finna as... Let me finish, nigga. Don't step on this point. The website defines finna as a phonetic spelling representing the African-American vernacular English variant of fixing to, a phrase commonly used in southern U.S. dialects to mark the immediate future while indicating preparation or planning already in progress. While the popular term child is defined as a phonetic spelling of child representing dialectal speech of the southern United States of African American vernacular English. What the fuck is? What I just read, my nigga? What the fuck is African American vernacular English? When the fuck did we make that? Because we didn't make it. I know that. We don't walk around saying that shit. I thought our shit was Ebonics. Am I wrong?
Child, like child. Okay, I get it.
I thought our shit was Ebonics, though. That's our shit, right?
We didn't want that.
No, they didn't want us to have that. They put a name on it, and now it's called AAVE.
But you,
I don't want no
if you're going to put some words, put something that we use. Like, who's using that?
They're always trying to classify everybody, put everybody in the group.
We use finna. We use finna every single day.
Of course.
So they made a name for our slang.
They classified our Ebonics. No. If you listen to them, it comes from the southern word fixing to, which is, as anybody who knows grammar, is a horrible way to say something. I'm fixing to get down here to what the fuck, motherfucker?
That's some South talk right
there. I would rather say I'm finna.
I'd rather say finna all day.
Go give me another plate.
But look, why do they make these dictionaries? I'm finna go meet with these young black dudes. Let me
Let me get finna. That's when they walk up in the meeting and be like, you be like, hey, how you doing, sir? What's up, my man?
What?
What,
Word
nigga?
Up. Word up, yo.
Word up, brother.
That'd be so awkward when them old dudes be
Word
trying to
up,
stay
yo.
cool and relevant and say some weird stuff that nobody say. Like, what are you talking about?
Totally radical.
Nah. Speaking of just older dudes and younger dudes, I'm gonna transition into a topic here of DC Young Fly and Eddie Murphy. Coming to America 2 was recently released. So shout out to Eddie Murphy, the legendary Eddie Murphy, Coming to America 2. I noticed the movie was catching a lot of flack. A lot of people had strong opinions about it. I reserve my own judgments for myself.
I watched
but
it.
I do know a lot of people had strong opinions about it, about some of the characters who played in it, things they saw that they didn't want to see or they'd rather seen, etc. One person who didn't, however, was DC Young Fly, as he revealed last week that he auditioned for the role of Eddie Murphy's son in Coming to America 2. A commenter later stated, DC Young Fly should have been Eddie Murphy's son in Coming to America. I don't care. To which he responded, I auditioned for it 2 times, came down to the final 3. Salute to who got the job, though. And I just want to put him in. I mean, we ain't at the shout out portion of the show, but I do want to go ahead and shout DC Young Fly out for that. I think that's a very positive example he set. And, he chose to take the high road when someone clearly tried to make a comment that he could have, used to bait it and go negatively and say something about, oh yeah, they should have had me and blah blah blah. But he did. He was very positive, like he's always continues to be, and he just said, my time is coming. Now I think that was what he had.
It definitely will, and I think the lead actor that he didn't get the part, he caught a lot of flack for it. I honestly, I watched the movie, and I don't think it's as bad as what people saying. I just think the expectations on a classic like that, that's what, what I mean? When you look at something with the expectations.
We live in a scrutinizing era where where everything's highly scrutinized right now.
It was built up too,
I was thinking about like Scarface too, like how people would react.
I really hope there's a
high standard.
You know what?
That's a high bar.
Classic. That's my favorite.
It's a high bar to try to beat.
It's some things that you just should not touch.
I hear a lot of talk about this. They've been bringing.
If they do another Scarface,
but Friday would have been cool.
DC Young Fly is like Smokey's
Friday
nephew.
Too.
Oh man. Well, they got a couple of them, but even if they did a new one,
they could put DC Young Fly in like the Friday movie or something.
If they did a remake of the Friday,
Smokey's nephew, or
I said he could have been Smokey's son,
and Ice Cube's son. Like he could play Ice Cube. Like
they had actually talked about that before. About they had talked about that a couple of years ago.
Like Craig's son.
They had talked about that a couple of years ago. They wanted to like redo it.
Yeah, Cube and his son could be in it. That'd be dope. That'd be like father and son. Like I think that'd be the first time that'd be in the first movie.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, I said that. Then you bring, but Chris Tucker said he don't want to do another one. I said you just bring him back as like a counselor role, as a drug counselor or something. His life, he's the opposite of what we remember Smokey as, but he has a son who's what he was.
He came out and said he'll never do it again, which I know that sucks. But yeah, DC, he reminds me of Chris Tucker so much. He could be his son or something like that. Yeah. I loved all the Fridays, but. Some stuff, like you said before, man, classics, like, if they ever do another Scarface, it would be, you can never do that. I'll do that.
Yeah, something I think are just better.
And I think just better
left
Coming
alone.
to America was like a classic. This one was tough.
Some things can withstand the test of time. You know what I'm saying? They last a lifetime. Excuse me. And some things can't. Yeah. And that brings us to our next topic, which Jennifer Lopez and Alex Rodriguez have called up their engagement. According to multiple reports, J-Lo 51 and A-Rod 45 dated for 2 years before getting engaged in the Bahamas in March of 2019. The pair has postponed their wedding twice. J-Lo previously explained, we postponed the wedding twice. We had planned what we really, really wanted to do, but I don't know if we'll be able to recreate that. In the morning, we canceled it, and since then we haven't really talked about it. There's no rush. We want to do it right. When we can do it, no additional details about their split have been released. What are your thoughts on that?
I just want J-Lo to be happy.
J-Lo's back on the market.
I was going to say, I'm going to let everybody else talk.
She's 51, man. It's something about like these
one night
high selling women. J-Lo still got it too, bro. 51 or not, she still got it. But it just sucks, she might get another 20-year-old boyfriend.
I have to cut that one out soon. Cut that out the whole tape.
Yeah.
Wrong size, motherfucker.
For real. But nah,
Wrong
man.
size, motherfucker.
It's something about them divas, man. Super successful. They can't last in relationships, right?
I saw that comment. I mean,
Janet
celebrity
Jackson.
couples, you know what I'm saying? It's like only so much.
They only
but
last
shout out
so
to
long.
Jay and Beyonce. I mean, they had their rough times though. For sure. I mean,
that's kind of how I feel
shout
about
out to B for keeping the fam together. I mean, because it's hard. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's the kids. It's all that matters. And
right.
Sometimes you got to do it for them. But
J-Lo ain't having none of those. So
yeah, I seen. I think that was like. That's just kind of how I looked at it. Like, I don't want to go too far into it, but when it was like, J-Lo's not going to. They're not getting married. This is the second time it's been postponed. And as a guy, I just feel like I think he's done with it. It's run its course. He's more than likely tired of it. They don't have no kids together. It was what he wanted at one point, and I think it's past that point now.
You know the thing?
If a man really wants to marry you, you're going to be married.
I think they were both so similar.
They never got married?
You know what I mean?
No. Postponed it twice.
Yeah, they postponed it twice.
Okay.
They so similar. A-Rod, he was doing his thing all through his career and, after. And, you know what I mean? J-Lo, same thing. So I thought that's why they would probably, make it happen. But, it ain't too surprising.
I wonder who was the one calling it off, though. Like,
could have been her.
Could have been both of them. But
she's called them off before. So she's broke a couple dudes. Ben Affleck was acting crazy out here for her. Diddy was making songs for her, you know what I'm saying?
Trying to put a ring on it, but she's like, nah.
Tablet, that's it. Yeah, no, that's crazy though, but it's not too not nothing that's like shocking, I guess you would say.
No, not at all.
I see that coming.
Something that people did find shocking was Ari Fletcher seemingly announced that she was on the cover of British Vogue and denies claims that she paid for a feature. Ari Fletcher had a new feature to add to her resume, but it's sparking some controversy. Social media personality was featured in British Vogue magazine as the model for a designer House of Treviance, which was included in the ad. The social media personality was featured in British Vogue magazine as she modeled for a designer, the House of Treviance, which was included in the ad of the section. Ari Fletcher shared the news on Instagram, which was last Thursday, March the 11th, that she unveiled photos, including one of her standing in front of the Vogue logo, causing some to think she graced the cover of the prestigious publication. She wrote on Instagram, really at a loss for words, Ari for Vogue, British Vogue, so thankful. Huge thanks for helping me be a part of this amazing magic. You work so hard, and it shows through every piece of fabric you touch. The official release is April. I just found out today that I'll be in the May issue as well. Wow, I can't wait to give all my fans, friends, official copies of the magazine. The idea of this look is urban editorial. So this is so dope. Shout out to the team. Shortly after Vogue trended on Twitter as fans reacted to Ari Fletcher's post, insinuating that she had paid to be featured.
Oh, wow.
Thoughts?
That's the politics of the game.
I feel like Dave Chappelle said on that comedy, he was like, I don't know that he did it.
Right.
But even if he did,
that's how I feel.
You know what I
mean?
It's like, so wait, let me get this right. So if she paid to be on the cover of Vogue magazine, y'all mad because she got on the cover of Vogue magazine?
Right.
If that's what she wanted to do, if she had the money and she could afford it, it's a fashion.
It's acquired
that's what people do. I mean, it was
come on.
It's the equivalent of somebody like, Diddy giving money and then getting his doctorate. You know what I mean? Like, you gonna be mad at that? It's kind of like that. You got the money for it.
I expect that. That's like industry.
It's an industry.
Shit,
it's an industry move.
Shady shit. I mean.
Yeah, I don't really see no problem with it. I mean, I don't look at that like how you look at payola. Of course, in the hip hop industry, where it's paid for play and things like that.
Nah,
she's doing something with fashion. If she did pay to get on the cover of it, and they put her on the front of it. So what?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
She
like let her shine,
right.
Let her eat. She got a celebrity.
Game went. Yeah.
She got a celebrity guy she dating. She got a celebrity baby father. Like let her live her life.
I'm sure it happens a lot.
Y'all worry about y'all. Goddamn me.
I'm sure it happens a lot. It's
Hell
just haters trying to call her out.
It is what it is. New music. Let me see who dropped.
Oh, yeah, we got some heat this week.
We got a couple projects. 6 Dog dropped Ronald. Clever dropped Crazy. The singles that came out was Brent Faiyaz's Show You Off, which I thought was dope. Rod Wave dropped Street Runner. West Side Gun with TV Boy. Benny the Butcher and Harry Fraud. Plus, Benny did released a freestyle. I don't know if you got to check that out. But, Benny the Butcher is cold.
I heard that.
Cold. Dropped the freestyle last week. What else? YB in the Mirror dropped Fast Car Music. Janae Aiko had Sailing Souls. Giveon dropped All to Me. I know Curbside. I know that's your guy right there. He be putting anybody on Giveon who listen, goddammit. Guap Dad 4000 when She Wanted with P-Lo. Jazz Cartier, Nothing to Me featuring Cousin Stiz. Sage the Gemini dropped Baby featuring Chris Brown. Blast dropped 2 records. Fuck Boys featuring Russ and Don't Forget featuring Draco the Ruler. These were all dropped last week on Friday. That's the new music that came out, the new music segment.
Man, Benny coming for that crown, and he coming soon, bro.
Yeah. He's being consistent on top of that, too.
I'm getting some Jay-Z features or something in the future.
That nigga Kalon for real just dropped today, too.
Oh, he's with Rock Nation, right? That's the one who got signed to Rock Nation? Is that him? I think so. He got Rock Nation management. If that's who I'm thinking it is.
Nation got everybody, don't they?
Hey,
monopolizing.
You see all the moves that man Sean Carter makes. He know what's what, man.
They do. I think they protect their people too, so that's a reason they go there.
Yeah, and now to move on.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Politics.
Oh my God, who the hell cares?
President Joe Biden officially signed a COVID-19 stimulus relief bill earlier than expected. After several months of waiting under the Trump administration, new President Joe Biden has officially signed the COVID-19 stimulus relief bill to ensure Americans receive another round of payments. President Biden was initially set to sign the stimulus bill on March 12th after it passed through Congress, but he unexpectedly moved the process. Now, I ain't going to read all this shit. Right. Y'all finna get $1,400, nigga. Yeah, I know what you want. Y'all all know what it was about. It's the stimmy. Look, tax time here, too. Y'all finna go nuts.
People with kids is
crab
gonna go up.
Go up.
Down.
Crab legs. That's what I'm saying.
There ain't gonna be no crabs in the ocean.
I ain't gonna even keep the professionals to that. I know and you know what's about to happen.
They call him Moneybag Joe
Moneybag Joe all on Twitter was trending.
Paid, you know what I mean? So yeah, people finna go crazy.
What's the best snow crab plug?
No, it's snow crab. You gotta do king.
I don't know, but when everybody get paid, we won't be able to find it no way. Shit.
Yeah, it's gonna be gone, bro.
It's gonna be snatched.
People gonna be broke in like 2 weeks. It's so funny. They so happy, but yeah, keep some of that money. Put it towards something you need.
Some Bitcoin and some Dogecoin.
Hell of a transition, but this one was actually placed in politics. But I did want to just switch the mute up a little bit. The city of Minneapolis reached a $27 million settlement with George Floyd's family. The settlement with George Floyd's family, this comes ahead of the trial for former Minneapolis officer Derek Chauvin, who is charged with the murder of Floyd. The settlement was approved by unanimous decision by Minneapolis City Council, which includes a $500,000 contribution from Floyd's family to the community at the intersection of 38th and Chicago Avenue, which is known as George Floyd Square. Benjamin Crump, along with other attorneys representing Floyd's family members, is scheduled to hold a news conference Friday afternoon. During an interview earlier today, Crump stated the city needs to exhibit responsible leadership in the face of the horrific tragedy that really was a watershed moment for America. I couldn't put that in the shout-outs today on this segment because I honestly can't shout that out because I know we all hear 27 million. And don't get me wrong. I know money is important. I know it's a lot of money. 27 million could change a lot of people's lives. It could do a lot of things, a lot of good for the family of George Floyd. One thing $27 million cannot do is bring back George Floyd, who was killed unjustly, and there has been no justice for his murder. These are things we need to focus on. This kind of payment, to me, is seen as nothing more than an admission of guilt. And I feel like it's being done ahead of the trial because we know how things happen in this country to people who look like us. I think we all know the outcome of the court trial before the court trial even happens. It won't be the most serious charge. It'll be one of the lesser charges, if any charge. Yeah, and it's usually if any. So it's an unfortunate situation. A woman lost her husband. A woman lost her son. a young lady who will grow to be a woman lost her father. And our country was in turmoil behind this for months, widespread protests, which was very much needed. And protest is always needed if we're going to continue to shift the balance of power in this country for justice and things that are affecting people that look like us. So again, I didn't want to put that in the shout out segment. I wanted to put it in politics for a specific reason, being that I felt this was a political move. The government was willing to pay money for their wrongs instead of accept that they were wrong and accept consequences.
Right. Try to ease it before the outcome, like you said, and well said. That money can't replace a father and a son, and if the outcome is not what it should be, which is justice, it's gonna be another. It's like reliving the whole thing again for the family.
Exactly,
that money ain't gonna ease.
Because, like I said, $27 million is great, but what's even better than $27 million?
Them being responsible for killing somebody.
Because if somebody offers you, they say, "Yo, I give you $27 million. You want it?" Yo, of course you're like, "Yeah." But if they say, "All right, well, for this $27 million, you got to let me kill you right after I hand you the bag,"
right?
You'll say no, right? Because your life is more important than $27 million. You can't unless you can get to enjoy it. What does it do for you?
I don't feel like that.
This man will never be brought back. Right. There's video footage of this. His daughter's gonna grow up with money, knowing what happened to her father.
Honestly, I'm just wanting justice, and we're gonna see.
That's it.
What happens.
That's it.
The country, it could go right back to what was going on. So.
And still, like I said, I didn't want it to be a shout out, but I am very happy that this money was awarded to George Floyd's family after the tragic events. Right. I feel like this is the least that could be done. To help them change their lives, their situations, their circumstances, and hopefully this is the start of something beautiful for that family, and much more will come out of it. So that was a great thing. That's the great thing that I take away from the tragic event. Man.
Yeah, that's got somber. That got me upset right now.
Yeah, and I'm like, we got to change the mood just a little bit as we transition out into shout outs. There wasn't too many people that I actually wanted to shout out this week. One person I don't have on here who I'm going to shout out now just because it popped into my head is still Trey the Truth. He is still doing things with Texas Relief Gang down in Texas, weeks after what's happened with the flood and everything, taking care of his city, helping to get everybody back. So we're going to shout him out again. Chloe and Holly. They were announced as the first musicians to be Neutrogena brand ambassadors. Neutrogena just announced that Chloe and Holly are the newest celebrity brand ambassadors, making them the first musicians to do so. Round of applause for them. They everywhere right now. I don't think Chloe is, they got separate Instagram accounts now, so Chloe is the one that I know that's like a little more vocal, I would say, of the two. She does like more of the dancing and videos and stuff. Dancing, outfits. But yeah, both two very talented young women.
Is gonna be Little Mermaid, I believe.
Yeah.
Movie, so.
Shout out to DJ Khaled. He has a Dolce and Gabbana collab dropping March 15th with himself and We The Best. I seen some of the prints, a couple of pictures, like a nice couple of items. So can't wait to see that. And that dead ass was it for shout out.
Shout out to us. Shout out to y'all.
There you
Thank
go.
you for
shout
subscribing
out.
to
that's
to
one.
YouTube.
There you go.
Our numbers been going up, man, and I just appreciate everybody watching, man. Shout out to YKTV.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah, thank you for taking this journey with us. Going nothing but up.
For sure. Everybody who subscribed, followed, liked. Man. Can't wait for y'all to see what we got coming soon. Much bigger, much better. New location coming soon as well. So
gonna be bigger and better, man.
No doubt. Can't wait, man. We appreciate everybody that's rocking with us. Let me take these out. That's starting to get on my nerves.
Yeah.
We appreciate everybody that's been rocking with us from episode 1. Y'all are considered our day ones. We are getting ready to come up on episode 10 very shortly. In episode 10, we will be doing a cash giveaway. If you are not yet following or subscribing, please make sure you like, follow, and subscribe to the pages, the YouTube pages. Again, we're getting ready to wrap up here. This has been episode 8. I am your host, Self-Made Mel. Follow my social medias at SELF MADE MEL. T-Lee the Don, TEELEETHADON, Curbside Cow, 85 Rialto. You know the vibes, man. We out. We'll catch y'all next time.
YKTV.